Sorry, too much Mountain Dew.
We're back for episode 79 of the Idiot Circle. I'm Mike.
I'm Fred.
Czar.
Tim.
Brock.
Yeah, hey, there we go.
There you go.
Kinks.
Took him a while.
Yeah,
We
I
haven't
like
worked out the
that-
kinks yet.
I like that timely pause known as a caesura. So yeah, good job there, big guy.
Brock.
Thank you.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Rob's already getting a
Saucy.
little.
That's
Let's
right.
get-
Eagle rare, baby.
Hey,
Eagle
let's
rare.
get
Eagle
pissed.
rare, huh?
10 year. Oh, listen to the sound as it pours.
I like it.
Oh,
Yep.
it's
12-year
blood
red
brothers.
bread.
Can't hear it. It's
Yeah,
it's so old it doesn't make a sound.
It's right. That's how smooth it is.
Oh, smooth
Yeah,
as
I'll
prom
tell you,
queen's
Rob.
thighs.
This red breast is the best I've ever had.
All right,
have
Fred,
to
you got
try
to
some of
introduce
that.
our special guest here before these
Yes, I do. Before these
dumbasses keep
clowns
going.
screw up everything. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 1987. And
Barely.
yeah,
Barely.
like a lot, trust me, like a lot of us that are on here except for Mike. You know, Don Gardner, class of 1987, football player, played minor league baseball with him. You know, good guy, and part of the DNR, and now he's kind of taking a little step back a little bit, and now he's back rocking and rolling with his new band. So that's pretty cool.
And now he's doing this.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, well, that's kind of what we want to have you on the show, Don. Talk a little bit about some good old times, and then I know you got a topic for us tonight, or you got something to ask us, so that's going to be cool. And so let's start off, and we're going to save the one we just were talking about right after this. But hey, Don, just tell us what you've been up to since 1987. I know there's a lot.
Yeah,
Fill in the blanks there, buddy.
There's a little bit of time there, a little bit.
Yeah. So I've been employed with the state of Michigan since '97.
Next. No, just kidding, Danny. No, just kidding, Danny.
Who made Fred the MC? I just want to know, did we have a vote and I missed something? How
I'm
did Fred
Mr.
become the-
MC.
Huh?
I'm Mr. MC.
But how did that happen?
Well, who told you could invite everybody onto the show, right, Brock?
And Tim.
Yeah. I'm glad to have you. So shut the hell up and go ahead, Donnie.
Next.
So yeah, I was with the Parks and Recreation Division since '97 as a commissioned park ranger up until about 2010. Then I got promoted to the Office of Inspector General for the state of Michigan, doing welfare fraud investigations for DHS. And
Was
I'm
Fred
currently-
a case of yours?
yeah, I'm currently doing a task force between the state police and the Attorney General's office into Medicaid fraud in the state of Michigan. So I do a lot of undercover work for that and a lot of data analytics.
Right.
Yep. I work part-time in the marina here in Port Huron. It's where I ran into Fred a couple years ago. Fred had
Yeah,
me
yeah, boy.
Yeah. do that on the weekends, and
We're sorry about that.
Yeah, that's
Our condolences.
Yeah. Well, hey, not bad for a guy that says he barely made it through high school.
well, it's
Yeah.
kind of funny. Schoolwork never concerned me when I was in high school. It wasn't until after I got out and realized I had to get a real job that education meant something then, and the grades turned around, and I ended up graduating Ferris with a 3.9 average, so it wasn't bad.
Very nice. Very nice,
Nice.
Johnny boy. Very nice.
So I just want to know, did you have a teacher that grabbed a songbook out of your hand and started reciting the lyrics to Ain't Talk About Love in the middle of Mr. Harvey's class? I never laughed so fucking hard. Mr. Harvey grabbed it up. He had it.
Can we let him tell the story?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just step in there, Doc. Just take charge.
I want to hear Fred's version because I don't really.
No,
I
we
remember
want to
that
hear your
incident.
version, Doc.
Wardo, we gotta
remember
use
that
the
incident,
mute
but I
button.
don't
You gotta
remember it
do
that
it.
great. I
All
barely
right, next.
Burns class. Yeah.
No, but Mr. Harvey got mad at Don because he wasn't paying attention in class because he was looking at the lyrics to Van Halen's "Ain't Talking About Love," and he grabbed it out of his hand and he goes, "I'm gonna recite what Donnie's reading," and he did it like as a poem, and I don't think I laughed that hard in a long time. And gotcha, bleed, baby. Gotcha.
Oh, he did the
gotcha.
Steve Allen routine, huh?
Oh, he did. And, it's like, oh God, it was especially when
I forgot all about that. Yeah.
oh my God, how that's something I just can't forget because he moved me to the front row so I couldn't talk to anybody. So I had front row seats for that one. So that was pretty funny.
Fred doesn't
Hey.
remember what he had for lunch, but he remembers a story from 1985.
Yeah.
That was
Did
87.
Fred?
That's okay.
Hey Don, did Fred pre-select 2 stories that you could tell about him?
Love it, Brock. Love it.
Hey, Brock, go fuck yourself.
There it is. Yes, sir.
And that's why we brought him on the show.
No bet.
Below your shoulder or above your shoulder.
It's below my shoulder, dickhead.
Right.
And it's really, didn't you say this is Brock's official first show? Isn't that what you
Well,
said?
as a member, honestly, I mean, because the last one doesn't count.
Starting out with a bang, Brock. Starting out with a
I
bang.
love it, Brock. I love it.
That's
So,
my Wednesday.
So Donnie, I know that after you got done doing that, you were also doing some band stuff with was it a group Just Insane?
Back in the, I'm gonna say the mid '90s. I had left the band I was playing in Detroit because the direction was just going in a totally bad place, and I couldn't be there anymore. And I came back to Port Huron, and I think at the time they were looking for a bass player or a guitar player or something, but that never panned out into anything. And then I started playing with another band called Creepy Dean here in Port Huron, and that was right about the time I had to get a real job and cut my hair, and the music kind of faded off for me. And it wasn't until I got with you and Mike here that I got really started getting back into it. And a guy looked me up on Facebook, and he goes, "You play guitar?" I go, "Yep, I know 3 chords, D, E, and A." He goes, "That's all I need. You interested in playing rhythm in my band?" And I said, "Man, I don't know." He goes, "What kind of music you playing?" And it's mostly Ted Nugent 70s stuff. And I said, "I listen to a lot of Metallica and Slayer and Anthrax." He says, "That's good. I can work with you." So he recruited me for this new projects he's got going on. And most of the guys in the band have been playing for years in other bands, like Rumblefish, Second Chance, a couple other ones in the area. So we've been playing for about a year. It's all heavier rock and roll, like Godsmack,
Nice.
311, that type of stuff. And I think we're getting ready probably to play out next month. So yeah,
That's cool.
Don, what's it like when you're in a band or gonna go into a band you haven't played in a while or with a lot of guys for a while, and you have to show up with some guys that are already been together for a while, and you got to prove yourself like right there, like right in the next couple of songs? What is that like?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, for me, it's getting my hands to work. They don't work like they did 30 years ago now, and it's a little bit easier playing guitar than it is the bass. The bass is really rough on my hands now. So yeah, but it is.
It's got to be a little nervous, little tense moment right there when you're.
Yeah. Well, we did a big private show on New Year's Eve and it went good. So
Yeah, I saw that that you had it some live shots from the New Year. Where was that at, Don?
bass player's house. Now the bass player plays in a band called Flippin' Nipsey. They play a lot at the Moose.
The Moose!
The movie.
Everybody drink up. He said Moose.
Yeah.
Moose.
And, so it was at his house. He had a private party. It's about 100 people. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
We're glad that we could get you back into the scene.
We're not in a scene, but at least you are.
No. Yes.
What do you call this?
Yeah, it's a scene.
I call it a crime scene.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing to look here, nothing to see here.
Yeah. We are playing that Bryan Adams tune we were working on, but it's the heavy metal version of that song.
Oh, the cuts like a knife.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice,
That's
nice.
a great song. Great song.
It is a good song.
Yeah.
Brock does it on the kazoo. It's amazing. He shreds that thing, man. I'm telling
Yeah.
Meat whistle kazoo?
Yeah.
Talent artist.
The skin flute.
Kid flute?
Yeah, that was fun doing that in your little space in your back of your garage there, and we belted out cuts like a knife. That was I thought that was one of our better songs there.
Yep. Yep.
There.
And we do it in drop D, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a,
Fred likes to do everything in a cappella. I don't know why he even tries to get a band going. He doesn't need you guys, so.
No,
yeah, okay. Yeah, nice.
he's an acapella. Is that what you're saying?
He's an
Yeah.
a cappella.
This is really awkward.
Yeah.
Don, what do you like to drink? What's your choice of
What's Crown Royal?
libations? Huh?
Crown Royal.
And
Crown
Jaeger
Royal.
Monster.
Well,
Yeah.
hey man, come on. Where's the Crown Royal? Didn't you know this was a drinking show?
No, I thought about it. It's in the other room. Yeah.
It's
We got
Thursday
time.
night, Rob.
Yeah.
Fucking pump the
And your
brakes,
point-
So
bro.
that what Mike is telling you is you're late.
Yeah.
Downshift
your-
a little.
It's
And
already
your
Thursday.
point, Mike?
It's already
Yeah, down
Thursday.
here.
You're down. Oh,
We're
God.
celebrating Friday.
that's right.
Yeah.
A little early.
Let's get it here. It sounds like it's gonna be a messy one.
Yeah. Well,
Sloppy.
the nice thing is I got next Monday off because of Martin Luther King Day, and then the next day I have to work remote. So the Sunday night game with the Lions and the Rams.
Messy.
16 natty lights by the third
That's-
quarter. Is that
Fred's gonna
what's
drink
the over
during-
under on that, Fred?
Third
Fred-
quarter.
Yeah.
Third quarter.
Yeah.
Fred's gonna drink during a Lions game. How ironic.
Jack.
Oh, shut up! Like you're not going to have any.
Who, me? I'm not.
No, McConnell.
Brock, have you ever had this Eagle Rare?
I only drink on Friday
Yeah, I
night.
did.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
Obama,
You do?
please.
I'm telling you, my preference is that red breast though.
Yeah, I
Red
know.
Bull.
You've been. We're almost getting the feeling that you're trying to get money from them and a royalty.
Yes.
Endorsement
You
deal.
say it one more time. You better bring money to the table the next.
Every time you say eagle rare, I say red breast.
So, hey, Don, all the stories that you have probably working at the campgrounds and and doing some of those investigation stuff. Ever come across some pretty funny stories or any funny incidents that you can share?
Oh
Ever
yeah.
run into Fred?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, was there an incident where you ran into Fred?
No.
No.
Please tell that one.
Put your pants back on.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. You shouldn't be running naked through here.
He was masturbating.
Beans and Franks. Beans and
Break
Franks.
the bean. Break the bean.
Frank and beans. Frank and beans.
Well, I think one of the
This-
funniest ones is we had an individual that we all grew up with that was a joker. I think he was a grade ahead of us in '87. We played football with him on a JV team, and he was just a clown. I can't name names. It was a one word nickname is what we called him. I think he lived uptown somewhere. So one night I had to go down and close the day use area, and there's a car parked way in the back. Windows are all fogged up. And but there was nobody in the car. So we walked around a little bit, couldn't find him. We left. I came back about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the car's at the gate because I locked the gate so whoever was in there couldn't get out because I was going to write him a ticket. I walk up to the car and I look in, and here's this individual we went to school with, right? and there's this good looking blonde in the other seat. So I had my partner pull her out and take her back to the back of the car, and I'm talking to him, and he gives me a name, Brad Smith or something like that, and I let him spew his story, and I went back and talked to her, and she admitted she was a prostitute. And this guy picked her up down to the city.
Oops.
So I came back up to the door and was talking to this guy again, and I yelled out his name that we used to call him, and his eyes got about this big, and he realized he'd been caught. I think that's probably one of the more funny stories.
Did you give him a ticket or did you let him go?
I ended up letting him go. I didn't
Yeah,
take him.
that-
For those
boy.
listening at home, if you want to guess on Facebook his name, and if it's confirmed, you win a free Boomba.
There we go.
That's a good one, Rob.
Not even a slight hint.
Yeah, like
He gave you, how many hints did he give you?
They lived downtown, had one nickname with one syllable.
okay, that's half the town.
It's
No,
not
that's
Brock.
one
It's not
tooth.
Brock, was
That's
it?
one too.
It's not a nickname.
The nickname began with an O.
Oops.
Oops.
Oh,
Oop. That's okay. Oop.
that's. Ooh, he did it again.
I'm the only one that doesn't know it, but damn,
Yeah,
it's
well,
good.
yeah,
Oopsie.
I know who it is.
yeah. Just we'll tell you after the show there.
Boomba's
You know,
for everyone.
You know, the funniest part is Tim will probably remember this is we were at football practice one day and we all had our helmets off in JV, and we had to pick Rombach told us to pick them up, put them back on, and Bill Record couldn't find his helmet. And
Oh yeah, I remember
that-
this.
this person was wearing his helmet and had his mouth
With his mouth guard in.
Yeah,
Oh!
and didn't
I
know
thought
it
Bill was
his.
gonna kill him. I thought Bill
And
was
Bill's
gonna
like,
kill
"Give
him.
me my helmet back," and Bill took his mouthpiece and was washing it off in this ditch water that was there. And he's like, anything's better than having
Yeah.
this person touch my mouthpiece. You know, it was.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, I'll never forget the record. Whose goddamn helmet do you have on? Whoa, he's got his mouth guard in, dude. He goes, I was wondering why the mouth guard didn't fit me, right?
Oh man, that's nasty.
I remember
This is
that.
hey, mind you that this person that we're talking about showed up to the first day of wrestling practice, and the
Speedo?
wrestling coach asked, "Has anybody got any questions?" And he rose his hand and he goes, "Yeah, where's the ropes?"
No.
He was, yeah.
Oh, he thought it was like
WWE.
wrestling.
Yeah, yeah,
That took me a while. That went right over.
yeah.
And
And I'm like,
He was
you,
rustling.
I-
He was rustling.
yeah. Well, let me just tell you when I don't remember who told me about it, and I'm like, no, it didn't happen. And I think Donnie, I think you might have walked in the locker room and they said, "Hey, Donnie, tell him what happened," and he goes, "Yep, that's what happened." I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I mean, I didn't even, I didn't go out for wrestling or anything like that. I knew that there was no such thing as the ropes. Come on.
Mr.
I mean, come on, man.
Pasquantonio.
Oh, Pasquantonio. I mean, that's just it. That guy, what a saint he was. I mean, that guy was the nicest guy. He put up with a lot of shit in school, but yeah, he was a
So,
good
we
dude.
could be ostracizing our only listener. That could be this guy. I mean, we should probably be talking back.
No, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I think we're okay. Unless he can get signal from underneath the 23-mile road bridge.
Oh.
Whereabouts unknown.
Yes. The teller.
Yeah.
Weight unknown.
So I guess it's not Brock.
No.
Brock, I remember Brock one incident. Him and his family were great campers though, but they did travel with the group from Marine City that were Hellraisers. And there was one individual that I think he fueled the fire on these guys because quiet
Literally?
hour was 11 o'clock, and I'd walk by
God
there
bless.
at like 10:30, and they'd be doing shots, and this guy'd be out organizing it, and then by 11 o'clock that guy was gone, and radios were still full blast, and yeah. I think they eventually all moved their camping group down to Algonac because I wasn't there. So
You trying to say Marine City boys are hellraisers, Don?
oh yeah, yeah.
We've
It was
never
a
heard
great.
that before.
It wasn't our grade. It was everybody behind us.
Yeah.
No, it never was us. We were never any problem.
No,
Because everybody from
no,
86 down or up,
Saints.
or no 88 up.
no,
Yeah.
no. When we went camping, we just sat around the fire, read scripture, and sang Kumbaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some great times at Algonac State Park, buddy.
I think Lakeport was the only campground I've ever been kicked out of.
It was after I was gone though, right?
Yeah,
Lakeport.
there was a guy there, dark hair, about 6'4", about 320. Some old lady walked up to him and said, son, just relax. They were just whispering by a campfire. He told him to go to bed. This guy was just, she puts her hands on him. He jumps back, man, don't touch me. I'm like, I thought he was going to take her down.
Sounds like he has a superiority complex there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't like it when I called him the camp Nazi.
You know what?
Why?
People
Why
don't
wouldn't
like
you?
that, Brock. Yeah,
I don't
noticed
get
that.
it. I don't get it.
People
Why?
don't like when you call them Nazi. No,
This is what got me kicked out. I call him a camp Nazi, and he says, "You're being aggressive toward me." I said, "You're being a fucking asshole."
That probably do it.
Yeah.
And you are ours.
See you
yeah.
later.
And this guy was 300 pounds, Brock?
Yeah, but I would give $1 million to go toe to toe with him. I just know you couldn't because I'd be go to jail.
Yeah,
'cause
it ain't worth it. Ain't
Yeah.
worth it.
Win or lose, I would have done it.
You should have told him to
That-
mix in a salad.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
guy's
don't, he might have been a friend of yours
supervisor
now, but he was
now. Yep.
crazy.
What's that, Don?
He's the park supervisor at Algonac now.
Oh, is he really?
Yep.
We don't be going back there.
Don't go there
Hey,
with Brock.
Hey,
Don't
remember
go
me,
there.
asshole?
There'd be another park you get kicked out of, Brock.
Hey,
You and
look,
me,
We're
we're gonna
It's the
have a
part-
fight at 3:00. There you go.
Oh, look, it's the park Nazi.
Brock, you still got time to get kicked out, man. You can make it a thing.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we can go
Wow.
Facebook Live
You
and
can
watch
go
you get.
live.
Say, come on, chase me, fat boy. Mix in a salad.
Hey, let's talk about the old cornhole challenge that was going around the group text. I
Good
kinda-
idea.
Yeah,
good
yeah,
idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously Fred fancies himself as a cornhole champion.
That's
Brock,
not true.
obviously you have a little skill in this realm.
Was it cornhole or butthole? Cornhole. That
Yeah,
cornhole.
well, you
It's
should know about that.
Brock,
Mike.
you're rather good at cornhole yourself.
I'm okay. I'm
Well,
okay.
Brock's
I
on
thought
a
it was
league.
really
Let-
good.
Okay.
Brock's on a league.
No, hold on.
Level set.
Here's the deal. I think I'm pretty good, but then I went and joined this league and I realized how not good I am because there's some guys that are really good. But I improved quite a bit. I mean, these guys are. I mean, they make $500-600 a week playing cornhole in tournaments and stuff. So
Sure. Because they got nothing better to do. Like you got.
Do they
We
wear
have-
the jerseys in that, Brock? Are they that into it? They wear the sponsor jerseys and all that, like on TV. Like
Yeah, some of
ESPN's
those
got
guys
that there dude. Guys put cornhole on, which is like boring.
Now, Fred, you being a cornhole something.
Holy old.
Yeah,
Aficionado.
Yeah, thank you.
aficionado, you
Mhm.
you fancy yourself as a good cornhole player. Do you need a little time to practice though before if we were to do a cornhole championship September 8th in Tim's barn?
Well, number one, I hope that my knee is in pretty good shape.
excuse number one.
Like, do you need
No.
these to
Number
play
one.
No.
cornhole? Don't you just stand
Uh,
there like?
Well, let me just tell you this.
There it is, Brock.
No, no.
Hey, Fred, if you're not healed in 4 months, 5 months, then you went to the wrong doctor.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't
I
they
was-
went
say
to
you
the-
walk like right away?
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah. I'm just
Bert will have you up.
yeah. I'm hoping so, but yeah. I mean, I've actually played where I wasn't able to step at all, and because I had a gout attack in my ankle, but I didn't want to miss playing. So, and I did just as well flat-footed than I did stepping into the throw. So, yeah,
It's not
yeah,
too,
I
it's not
I
too
will
athletic a sport, so it's okay.
no, it's just it's getting a consistent throwing style, but the thing is like when I was still married, and my next door neighbor is a huge cornhole player. I mean, he's out in his backyard playing by himself and working, going back and forth to each board and something like that. And then I end up,
Serious.
yeah. So I ended up jumping in with him, and then in the wintertime, Richie Cunningham, who does all the tiki bars in the area and around the state.
Ron Howard?
No,
Happy days. Happy days.
yeah. He has
Been
a
around
heated,
mouth.
yeah, he has a heated barn, and Steve Stocker, Phil Stocker, myself, and Richie would play, once a week out there. And, I really got, that's when I really got into the game. So I enjoyed it. I enjoy it more than horseshoes.
All right, so it's set. Don, do you play cornhole? Have you ever played cornhole before?
I do.
I've thrown a couple. I'm sure all of us have, but I think that's a good little thing.
What are you talking about, Rob? You and I fucking won at the Moose.
I wasn't going to brag, but
yeah.
No, I'm not really a good cornhole player. I like.
I know.
Fun,
I know. That's why we won.
I do like it. I think September 8th, if we do it like a little tournament in Tim's barn, I think that'd be cool. Actually,
The TIC Invitational.
Hey, how many feet between the boards, boys?
27.
Front
Front to
to front.
Oh,
front.
we got plenty of room.
Oh yeah.
Oh
No
yeah,
question.
I knew you had plenty of room in there.
Well, I mean, people hit baseballs in there, don't they? I mean, you got room,
Yeah.
bro.
They do.
It's not going that distance, bro.
You got a 60-foot cage in there.
Yeah, and that cage can get put away for this tournament.
Yeah, we got more than enough room.
Yeah, you got
Oh,
enough
yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Get that fucker all heated up if it needed to be. I don't know.
In
if we put it
September?
September. I don't know.
We'll need a little bit. Let me see. Is the heat on right now? Oh yeah, it's nice and cozy in there. Yep.
Yeah.
We won't need any heat in September. Brock and Fred will be throwing the heat. We don't have to worry about it.
Question is, do you guys ever play Hillbilly Washer?
Huh? What?
I've played
You
it
ever see
before.
that?
Yeah.
I have never
With
kissed
the-
my sister either, so
With the coffee can in there?
Yeah.
Sure, Brock, well, we used to do that a lot over at Coverdale's, do that.
yeah.
That good. Him and
What
his
is it,
brother, they
Tim?
were pretty adamant. They were king of the hill for a little while till we knocked them off a few times.
Well, we have a set where it's like in a box. Like there's a
Yeah.
box and then the
Coffee
there's a
can in the middle.
can in the middle, yeah. And you throw
Yeah.
washers into it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's just trying to make stuff, it's a man's game. You try to get stuff in the hole.
Yep. You
Correct.
throw it in there. That's not it.
All right, next.
Yes.
What's
So
your topic, Don? What's your
Yeah,
topic?
Don, do you have a
Yeah.
topic?
Oh, yeah, you got a topic done?
Welcome to the show. Now spit it out. Let's go.
The only topic I can think is getting back on the Michigan bus now that the good times have happened. I have been
Something
off.
good happened? What
Yeah,
happened?
what
Something good
happened?
with Michigan?
What happened?
I have been off the Michigan bus since September 2nd of 2007 when they lost to Appalachian State. And I said,
brought
man,
that up the other day.
But you were always a Michigan State guy.
Yeah.
kind of, but only when they played Michigan.
Yeah.
But I always voted for Michigan, and I know Mike and you are big fans, so it must be nice to finally have them win. Let's hope they stay on top, and Jim Harbaugh doesn't leave, and he starts losing all of his recruits.
Yeah.
he's-
Jim Herman?
He's got
I
to
hope he
stay.
doesn't.
He wants to keep the program on top.
Yeah, he's got to stay. He's got to.
He's
Well,
got to, but it
He'd
doesn't
be
mean
an
he's
idiot
going
to
to.
leave.
Well,
I'm idiot.
I don't know if that's the truth. But you'll start understanding if he's going to leave or not. I mean, today Junior Colston just announced that he's declaring for the draft. So, and he had another year available. You know, so I mean, if you start seeing people like him and some other people start either opting out and go
He had a
into
hell of
the
a game
train,
though, man. He had a coming out party.
fuck yeah. Well, yeah, especially when he
Didn't,
had a fucking Q-tip on his hand.
He was a bitch,
didn't
man.
didn't Harbaugh hire an agent?
He did.
Yeah,
He
Yeah,
hired Tom Brady's agent.
yeah.
That doesn't look
I hope
good.
you don't leave, but I'm my personal opinion is, if why would you leave? But you know,
What are
you
you
just
doing?
built you got your legacy. Keep going forward. You know,
I think the reason why he'd leave is
Because of that.
he wants to prove that he could also win a Super Bowl.
whatever.
And he was close in the NFL the last time, and he thinks he
Yeah.
can get there. And then he'd be one of just a few coaches that say they won a national championship and a Super Bowl.
Just gonna
Yeah,
be one
but-
of them stories.
I'm
It's
not
Well, how many-
agreeing with it. I'm just
Well,
saying. I think
I'm
that
right.
would be-
Well, how many families do you know right now that has 2 national championships and a Super Bowl in the family? I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and
But
You know,
they got a powerful program, #1 in the country. You finally get the program there, and within how many years, and now you want to just, okay, I'm going to get out of here. Why?
Yeah, but if you have
I mean,
a
what do you got to prove?
but if you have a truly great program, it's not just about the head coach, right? So,
You
and
watch how many
it's
guys
not
bug out when he leaves.
it's not about
go.
losing players either. I mean, Alabama over the years has lost players, and they're still a dominant team. Georgia's
Yeah, but
lost
typically
players, and they're still
the ones that Alabama lose are not playing.
and that's mostly what Michigan is too. But I mean,
Yeah.
you can't fault a guy for declaring for
No, I get it.
the NFL for sure.
no,
No,
But
you know,
That's a
everybody
shit show.
freaked out when Zach Zinner got hurt. And what did they do after that? They finished the game. They beat Ohio State. They beat Iowa. They beat Alabama, and they beat Washington with
Next man
their
up.
All-American, offensive linemen. So
Right.
it's next man up. So if you've got a truly great team, it shouldn't matter that you lose some players. There should be guys behind them. And
Yeah.
one thing about Michigan that you see over other teams, really in all phases of the game, they got people that rotate in and out, especially like
A lot of bodies.
tight
They have a
end,
lot of bodies. playing.
linebackers, defensive back, defensive linemen. Really, the only ones that don't rotate out are the offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Even quarterbacks, once in a while, they rotate people out. So
Yeah, I had heard defensively they were averaging so many snaps per group. That was what they were doing, and
Yeah.
they stayed fresh that way. You
Yeah.
could tell. You could tell they get in there, whip their ass, man, and put them guys were.
So what are you saying, Mike? Are you saying that the program where it stands now obviously could lose some players because they're so good at recruiting, they have the depth to fill, and they keep filling that pipeline.
Mhm.
But they could lose Harbaugh and still keep the same momentum they have now going into the next couple of years?
it's a possibility. He wasn't on the field for 6 games this year. Name one
Yeah.
other
Does a
team.
coach still really, by the time it gets to game time, that's usually hear the great coach say, I do everything. And then when you see me on the sidelines, that's the least amount I'm doing. I mean, everything
Yeah,
about a
I don't
football.
know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You think
Yeah.
Nick Saban's not on the sidelines, or Kirby Smart's not on the sidelines, or
Well, they're
Dabo
on the
Sweeney?
sidelines,
They're on the
but I don't know
sidelines,
if
but
you
No,
get
let's
that-
say I'm saying, what if they weren't on the sidelines for 6 games? Do you think that those teams would have performed like Michigan would have this year if Steve Sarkisian wasn't on the sidelines this year?
Well, don't you
6
think
games?
it's the great programs that have not only players, head coach, but they have great coaches?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying if Harbaugh did leave, he wasn't coaching in 6 games. I can't
think-
see another program in a top 10 would be able to win
I
those
think
6
top
games.
5. I think top 5 teams can do it. I
You think so?
At the top.
All right,
I
so
think-
let me ask.
I think Georgia, I think Alabama, I think there's enough athletes, and I think there's great coaches on staff. I think it's onward we go. Yep, he's not on the sideline, but we can go. I
And
really
you got
do. Maybe
and you
5
got
teams.
the last 3 games against 2 of the best teams in your conference. And you've
Well,
got
they made them tough, though.
you've got the offensive coordinator who's also the offensive line coach, who's now the head coach in the game. You're thinking that
Yeah.
other programs can do that? I don't think many
Yeah.
could. I don't think Georgia could, and I don't think Alabama could.
Brock, if Harbaugh leaves, who replaces him? Who could replaces him? Is it like Mike? Is there someone on the staff that could just step in, or do
I
they
would
go
say.
outside?
I think somebody on the staff.
Maybe someone on the staff. Is it Sharon?
I think so.
No.
I think
No,
so.
yes, no, yes. Don,
I
what do
would
you
say
think?
that.
Don, what do
Who
you
said
think?
Woodson? Somebody brought up Woodson. Wouldn't that be a good one?
He's-
Woodson.
I think
he's
No
never
coaching
coached.
experience.
You got to find a high caliber, big ticket coach to replace Jim Harbaugh. He's the biggest in the country.
I
'Cause you don't-
agree.
You want your recruits to keep coming there. You don't want to lose
You
them.
gotta get a
You gotta have a
Michigan
big
man.
name. You gotta have a
Yeah,
big
but
name.
you're gonna have
Well-
a big name come in and get rid of Sharon Moore and Jesse Minter and bring his own guys in, and those
No.
players are
Urban
gonna
Meyer.
say, over the past 4 years, those guys have been towing the rope. You know what those guys are gonna say that came in? Right there, guy. We're
Yeah.
out of here. Transfer
They're gonna
portal.
say
Well,
you're number one. Is that
Yeah,
what
there's-
they
there's
bought
two-
into this
right.
system.
they're
This
brought-
is why he
There's
shouldn't
two-
leave, period.
there's
This is
two
why
con-
he shouldn't leave
there's-
right here.
There's two
I
cons-
agree he
there's-
shouldn't leave.
Right.
Look at Mike's
There's
all
two-
fired
Hey,
up. Don,
there's two
he's
concerns
never.
here.
How do you do this, Don? You're great. You get Mike all fired
Right.
up. I love
Yeah.
it.
His
Hey,
great.
Mike, I heard
Red.
Harbaugh sucks at cornhole too.
Probably does. He's much
Yeah.
better at horseshoes, I'm sure. The man
Right.
sport.
So there's
It's
two
dirty
things.
and
Mike's all fired up. I love it.
There's two things that concern me. One, if he does go,
Well,
does he take Minter and Sharon with him to the NFL?
mm,
Secondly, if he goes, does Sharon Moore and Minter go elsewhere to other universities, or go back to or does Minter go back to the NFL as a defensive coordinator at the pro level? Now, here's the thing: if Harbaugh leaves, and let's say Aaron Glenn gets a job somewhere, does Jesse Minter get approached by Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes to come and be the defensive coordinator there? Does Sharon Moore or does Sharon Moore get the head job, and but some of the other staffers leave for other opportunities, and we end up having another Brady Hoke situation?
well, Midnight Mel is available.
Ooh,
Well, another thing,
Tugger, get Tugger.
another thing you got to consider is Saban's retiring, so that's another high profile. You're going to have to get a big splash hire. So one of those guys that could possibly be the big splash is going to go to Alabama for sure.
They could get Belichick.
Yeah, he's done.
He's
Belichick's
washed
done.
up.
So
Oh,
the,
he's good coach.
the
Belichick
names, the names for Bama were DeBoer, obviously. Lane Kiffin was another one for Alabama. Obviously, Dabo Sweeney. Those are the three names that are really circulating right now for the Bama job.
yeah.
But I don't know if any one of those guys would be able to come in and
First of all, Lane Kiffin, he couldn't handle the Alabama job. He would completely clusterfuck the whole Bama situation up. First of all, nobody wants to come to Bama right now and try to replace a legend like that. It's like trying to replace Walt Braun and being the next person that's up at Marysville. Okay, but the thing is Lane Kiffin, he's fine right where he's at. Kirby Smart not going anywhere. He's yep. Dabo
Just
Sweeney,
lucky guy.
Dabo Sweeney is a former Alabama player, so that seems to be a good thing. But he's again, Robbie and I spoke on this the other day, talking about it, saying that he's said some things in the media that just has kind of put him in a spot where maybe Clemson's the only spot he's gonna, after he gets done, because you can see what it's done to his recruiting. Clemson hasn't been anywhere near the level that they were when he had Trevor Lawrence and
Deshaun.
Deshaun Watson. But the one name that keeps
we refer to him as Rub and Tuck.
yeah,
Tuck.
yeah. So the one guy that they keep talking about is the Oregon coach, Coach Lanning.
He already said he's not.
Ain't
Yeah.
leaving.
Good.
He already
He
said
announced
he's
today.
not.
Ain't leaving. Next.
I disagree with you, Fred. I
Yeah.
think there's plenty of people that would want that job.
Well,
I don't
sure.
think.
Good luck.
I don't think there's anybody saying I'm not going to go there and follow a legend. It's the Alabama head coaching job.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
Harbaugh-
but
maybe Harbaugh go
what the
down there.
reality is, Mike, is he's created such a high standard, and then one that will never be reached again because of the portal and NIL. Nobody's going to come in the next 15 years win 6 national championships.
Nobody
No.
said they were gonna. I was talking
But
to Fred's,
that's what the level he's created.
but
there.
I was
That's-
talking to Fred's point. Fred saying nobody wants to go in there and follow a legend. I disagree. There's plenty of people that want that
I
head
think you know
coaching
what
job.
I
would.
meant.
I wouldn't. I will.
Well, and everybody's gonna go, oh, wait a minute, I can't go there because Nick Saban's just retired and I don't want to follow him. I
That's
didn't
what
mean
you-
it like that.
that's what
I
you
didn't mean
said.
it like that. Don't take it so fucking literal. I'm
Ooh,
just trying
I see it.
Say
God,
what you
what are you
mean,
doing
man.
to us? I love
Yeah.
it.
I just told you. I mean, that is a gig where any coach wants to go in there. They're going to be hesitant. Yeah, they're going to get paid. They're going to be paid to take that job. But they're that dark walking those hallways of the ghost of Nick Saban around there. It's going to be awfully tough to kind of go in there and actually be successful and not get run out of town after 2 years when they fucking blow.
What do you
So-
say, Tim? What do you think? Do you think that's true? It's tough to follow ledge. Could you? Do you want the job? Do you want that job if you're a,
Big shoes to
a
fill.
budding coach?
Big shoes to fill. Big shoes. Big shoes.
Mr. Politician, I didn't say big shoes. Do you want the job? If
Do
you're
I want the job? Hell yeah. What
if
a challenge
you're-
would be.
if you are a budding coach in the college football ranks, do
Yeah.
you want to follow him? Is the program
Yeah.
already built for you? You want to
yeah,
follow him and try to create what he has done? Or would you rather
Great
Wait.
foundation already built. You got athletes in the building already. You got great coaching staff. Hell yeah.
Well, that's why Brady Hoke went 11-1 with Rich Rod's people, and then after that was right down the hill, right down. You if you would have left Rich Rod alone for one more year, I mean, it probably would have been fine. But they let him go. Brady Hoke came in
Yeah.
and he
The
looked like a
bad part
monkey
about
fucking a
Rich Rod-
football.
Rich Rod didn't get the support from the alum.
Well, it's
Not
because he didn't get it. He doesn't.
Correct.
He didn't understand what it was to be a Michigan man.
Yeah.
he wanted to change the helmets, you know that, guys.
Yep.
That was his first thing before he got to the university. He asked about could I change the helmets? Rich Rod did.
They should have said you're fired.
Maybe
No
maybe
shit.
you should have focused on defense.
Yeah, no
What's
kidding.
what's that, Mike?
Yeah.
It's the it's what the Pac-12 teams don't understand,
Or the Big 12.
or the Big
We're
12.
right.
Yeah,
John,
any conference with 12 in it, they don't play defense.
John, what do you think about that? So do you think that was a good lens for the Pac-10 teams coming to the Big Ten? That if you don't play defense, if you can't stop a run, what's it going to look for like you coming into the Big Ten next year?
Good.
That's obvious after Monday's game. That defense Michigan had was awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They dialed it up.
So we got a bunch of teams coming from the Pac-10 that are going to be Penn State.
Well, they
They're going to
some of the guys were making some good points about that game. A lot of people were saying, Michigan hasn't faced an offense like this, but Harbaugh built that team with the defensive coordinators to beat Ohio State,
Yeah.
and that's what Ohio State's been the past 3 years is
Well,
good quarterback and great receivers. That's exactly
Well,
what.
a lot of guys were saying on TV before the game too. I heard they've never faced a quarterback like Penix.
oh,
Penix
God.
had never faced a defense like Michigan
No.
in his career.
Yeah, that's
With
why
that,
Penix, when he
Wayne's
walked
at
off the
Indiana.
field, he looked like he lived at Mallard's
Oh,
Landing.
God. He looked like he got his ass kicked.
You got it.
He probably pissed some blood for a week.
They asked him where he's going, and what did he say, Fred?
Yeah, I'm going back to my room at Mallard's Landing.
Well, what's impressive about Michigan is, yeah, they moved the ball a little bit, but as the field got smaller, they got down in, maybe inside the
Hey, if
40.
you can't run
30 when
you can't run
Hey,
the football.
Don't,
Sorry.
don't interrupt me. I'm speaking. Thank you. I was going to make a point of when you get inside the 40 and 30,
Next.
and the defense starts squeezing it down, taking away lanes and stuff. That's when Michigan dialed back and started pinning their ears back and putting a hit on them, man. It was good.
He was
If you
off,
can't run the
though.
football, yeah.
I mean, he had some opportunities when he wasn't getting pressure, and he missed guys wide open.
Sure.
Man,
Oh.
it was
Yeah,
bizarre.
but them guys were also a little shell shocked too. Like they thought they were going to get smoked when they were getting the ball coming near them.
Rightly so.
Hey, how
Rightly
how about the pass where the wide receiver is wide open and he kind of just fumbled all over the place and he couldn't get to the ball? Didn't it remind you of Kadarius Toney against the Lions in the first game? It's like he's wide open. It is, oh no, and then he dropped it. And we're like, yes. I mean, it's like all the moons were in a line and everything, and the stars, for the Michigan Wolverines to win. So, and I just look at everybody and stick a big middle finger in their face, saying, you want to say we're cheating now?
Yeah, they're tough.
Go pound sand.
I
They were
was
dialing back.
I was just reading just before the show that there's some kind of NIL and recruiting violation that Florida State's getting hit with. That's pretty significant. They have
Oh,
like
Oh,
So
they're
Ohio
not-
State's being investigated too.
they're not able to. There's a certain representative from the NIL collective for Florida State that they're not allowed to deal with for the next 3 years, and they're not allowed to accept any money from the NIL
Excuse me.
collective to the program over the next year over these violations. And they were, two of them were like, I don't know if there was any level 1 violations. I think they were level 2 violations, but it had to do with the NIL and recruiting. So I don't know. Sounds like Florida State's in some hot water. So
makes that cheeseburger a little cheaper.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
so we'll
God.
see what happens. If they start cracking down on that shit, I don't know how you can, because it's kind of the Wild West, and now they're going to start cracking
Sure is.
down on it. It's like,
Well,
come on.
that's see, the problem is they didn't kind of like when you referee a basketball game, you call the game tight, and as the game is going on, you loosen up a little bit as it goes on. And the thing is with the NIL, it's just a free for all, and it's basically free agency for the college game. And I think it's unfortunate for the teams. I mean, sure, transfer portal, different story from NIL. But you bring those little things in like that, and it changes the purity of the game. Now I understand that kids want to play, so I get the transfer portal, but the NIL deal. Hey, I'm leaving your school, even though I had a great year, because I just got offered $3 million to go down and play at Florida State. See, that
I think teams have been paying players for years, though. I think now it's just
oh
legal.
sure. Yeah,
So
no question.
I don't think there's been purity in the sport since probably the 50s.
Okay,
Maybe they're still wearing leather helmets when there's purity in the sport. I'm not sure.
Right. So let me ask you guys this. Let me show me a show of hands. Because all this is legal now, how many people think that Reggie Bush should get his Heisman Trophy back?
Oh man.
No.
I think so. Yeah, I think he does.
I think you got to go with the rules at the time.
You got to go with the rules at the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd still like to see him
Rules
get
are
it.
rules for a reason. You got to have them, and if you got to play by them.
Yeah. But the funny thing is the one person that got away with everything was Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
I mean, and USC suffered for it, and they've suffered for it for years.
that was bullshit.
Yeah, fuck you,
for
I'm
sure.
leaving.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
So Lou Holtz used to do that every time he went from Arkansas to Minnesota to
Let's do the cat.
to Notre Dame. Every time he left, there was some sort of NCAA violation of some sort. I mean, talk about
Urban Meyer.
I mean, yeah, well, he never got in any trouble because you know
Well,
why?
but but it surrounded him every place.
Oh yeah, no shit. I mean, they're talking about Urban Meyer's a
Jim
possibility
Tressel.
at Alabama.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would not be cool.
Michigan.
He's a good coach.
Michigan. That will never happen in a
That will
million years.
never ever happen. No.
Mike
Yeah.
would go nuts then.
Maybe Ryan Day.
I don't know if I'd still be watching Michigan football if Urban Meyer was the coach.
You
Yeah,
imagine?
no, I don't think that
Fucking
would
place is all
ever
down.
in a million years happen.
No,
No.
no.
If that happens, I'm building a fucking bunker somewhere because it's the end of times, bro.
Yeah.
You have a
Right.
better chance of Jim Harbaugh going to Ohio State. Probably.
Right. So
It'll be interesting. There's a lot of shit that's going to go down in the next few days because don't the players have to declare by the 15th if they're going to the NFL? So JJ McCarthy's got to make a decision in the next few days. There's
He's
a lot
not
of
ready.
people.
He's not
He
ready.
ain't ready.
Nobody said he was ready, but if
Yeah,
Harbaugh's leaving, maybe he leaves. Maybe
He
it's
might.
yeah.
so.
So here's a good point. If Harbaugh is leaving and he truly cares about Michigan, he would say it as early as he could, right? To give them a chance to get their coach in for recruiting.
Why not?
I think
So did any
honestly
of you
think he's
guys-
just fucking with the media this whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So can I ask you guys a question? Did anybody watch all of Scott Van Pelt's interviews and all that stuff
Yep.
all the way through to
After
the
game,
end?
yep.
Okay. He had Harbaugh on there, and at the end, he said, well, hey, spring ball, we usually start in February because, we love football, like that. And he goes, but we decided as a staff that we're going to move it to the beginning of March.
I did hear that.
He goes,
did say that.
we want to start spring practice when when it's a little bit nicer out, and all that stuff. When he said that, I'm like, was he giving a hint that he's sticking around?
Or is he giving a hint he's moving it back to give the new coach time to get in?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Go figure. Harbaugh with cryptic messages.
yeah, right. But I mean, one of those things is just, you see all these people who are, MF and Michigan all the way through, and then they win the national championship. Now they're on every show, giving them high praise and everything else. It's like, dude, I don't want to hear you say a flipping word. I don't want to hear you say a damn thing. You've been a dick from the beginning of the season and all the way to the end. And now you're coming on here trying to,
Fred, open your arms, make the waters warm and gentle for new fans.
Yeah,
Just
it's okay.
Let them embrace them as they come in.
But you guys all know why they do this shit is so people talk about it. So they get people watching the shows, people clicking on the websites, everybody's fucking falling for it. Paul Feinbaugh is a fucking douchebag, but he knows he's a douchebag. And you know what? He plays the villain card every time, and everybody fucking jumps all over him, and he's laughing all the way to the fucking bank. Laughing to the bank. He's relevant because people fucking talk about him.
That is one fucking.
You should have listened to his, he's got all those Bama Hawks that call in, and last night's show or yesterday evening show. Oh, it was a tearjerk fest. Those guys calling in because Nick Saban's retiring.
What do you think about that, Brock? Nick Saban retiring. You got the visor on. What say you?
I think he's ready to go. I mean, he had a great career. I mean, everywhere he went, he did great, right? He did well for Michigan State.
Not Miami Dolphins.
So for the Dolphins.
Yeah, he didn't do so well.
That's because you can't control those players.
Yeah.
You think there's going to be? You think there's going to be a lot of people leaving?
Alabama than he did in Miami.
Yeah, well, that, I mean,
what was his overall record at Michigan State, though? Was it really that good? I mean, I thought he was
good
at Michigan State. Yeah, but nothing barn burner.
But he turned the program around because they were shit.
He did.
We had a Mariner play for him.
Didn't he come after George Perlis? Didn't George Perlis kind of turn it around a little bit?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was in dire strait when he got it.
No, there was somebody in between him and
listen, the only guy that in our lifetime I think has ever turned that program around is D'Antonio.
Who, by the way, was just elected to the College Football Hall of Fame. D'Antonio.
And and Nick Saban was 34, 24, and 1 at Michigan State.
500, that's okay.
Hey,
at Michigan
one
State,
Mariner played for.
Yeah.
Don't cut it at Michigan.
No, it doesn't cut it at Michigan, no.
Right,
but most of those losses probably came at the beginning of his tenure, right? And then he started splitting it up.
I'm
Nick
sure.
Saban recruit West Hammer?
Yeah,
he.
Right? I don't know.
West played for Nick Saban.
What?
Former Mariner. West Hammer, former Mariner, played for Nick Saban.
At Toledo or something?
No,
Michigan
State.
Oh, Michigan State?
Yes.
Yeah, him and Brendan Kay are the only two Division I football players that Marine Cities. Well, take that back. Rob Palmatier. Those three were all Division I football players. I don't know if anybody else had played Division I. Yeah.
That'd be a good
Thank you
size.
for that tidbit of information, Shells, Mr. Answer Man.
Okay, next.
Since
Something.
since we're talking Nick Saban, let me ask you this. Top 3 all-time coaches in all sports.
All sports?
All sports?
Yep.
In what era? All
Yeah.
time?
In our era. So probably what 60, 68 all the way to the present.
You said three?
Top 3. And it could be football, basketball, baseball, college, whatever. Top 3.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's start writing things down.
I'll start just to give you guys time
All
to
right,
think.
spit it out.
Yeah. You've thought about it, so it's
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah.
And
number-
we'll listen to your 17. Go ahead.
It's Bob. Hopefully, Bob Miller's not one of them.
Oh God, no! Don't even get me
Booger
talking
balls.
about booger ball. Yeah, booger balls. Jesus.
Is this pro or pro in college?
Pro in college. So
Okay.
number three is Nick Saban.
Okay.
Number 2 is John Wooden, and number 1 is Scotty
Is that
Bowman.
really our lifetime? When did he?
Who? Scotty, who?
Scotty Bowman.
Yeah.
Well, he did
John
it with so
Wooden.
many NHL teams.
Yeah.
And college.
What's that?
Bowman did it with so many NHL teams and college.
Yeah. Well, remember he went to the finals with the St. Louis
Herb
Blues
Brooks.
when. Yeah. Yeah. He went to the finals
That's
with the
actually a
St.
good
Louis Blues.
pick.
Yeah.
He
So.
also coached the Canadian Olympic team to gold.
Yep.
Hmm.
So those are my 3. And I'll tell you.
Mike's going to start out with Fielding Yost. I just feel he's going with Fielding Yost.
Well, Fred said John Wooden, so Jesus Christ.
Well, John Wooden was in our era.
What were
Was
we,
he?
like 4 years old?
I'll say Sparky Anderson.
Oh,
I
that's
like
a
that.
good one. That's a good one, Tim.
I'll relate to baseball. Sparky Anderson, Jim Leland, and
All Tiger
All
coaches.
Tiger.
I'm gonna say
Chuck Daly?
no. Chuck was all right. I mean, I watched a little basketball back then, but not much. Man, some great football coaches, pros. Jeez, Pete, there's so many.
Fred's giving us a white. I'm going to say Fielding Yost, Red Auerbach, and no, I'm kidding.
I always liked Joe Torre. Joe Torre was good.
He didn't do jack shit.
Well, hey, you're not here to criticize the
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't say shit about
Yeah,
yours.
Just ask for his 3.
And Mr.
Yeah,
Wooden.
not yours. Yeah, John Wooden.
You're telling me? Do you even know what John Wooden ever did?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I don't think he was coaching when we were watching basketball.
Yeah, hell, he wasn't.
I wouldn't go Wooden. That's not our
74,
really
75. I mean, how old were we in 1975, Brock? 6, 7? We were born.
6 or 7.
Yeah,
but,
I
mean,
sat and watched them. Yeah.
Well,
That's
What the fuck?
Yeah, Joe Torre, who did nothing until he was with the Yankees.
I like Joe Torre. They won some
I
Yankee
didn't say I
games.
didn't
That's
like Joe Torre, but not you're if you're gonna take those 3, at least make Sparky Anderson out of those 3 or Jim Leland because they won in
I
both
just said
leagues.
3.
I know.
Is
said 3 names.
is Bill Belichick not part of the conversation because he's losing now?
No,
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 He could
because
be one of
Brady
your
was the
picks.
part-
I'm ready.
Shit.
I'm
Go
ready.
ahead, Brock.
Go ahead.
Bill,
Spit it out.
Belichick, Phil Jackson, and Scotty Bowman.
Ooh.
I almost
Yeah.
put Phil Jackson on
Yeah.
my list. He's one of them,
You
but
can't
I'm not
argue
I'm
with
not gonna
Phil
say it.
Jackson.
no, you
Okay.
can't. How about you, Donnie boy?
I got 2 hockey and 1 football. I'm gonna go with Herb Brooks, Al Arbor,
Yeah.
Herb Brooks, yeah.
Who is the third one, Don?
Chuck Noll, Pittsburgh Steelers coach.
Doug
Good
Noll,
one. It's a
yeah.
good one. It's a good one.
No,
It's definitely a good one. Yeah.
Damn.
Really good.
It's a good one. That is
Yeah.
a good one.
God, I miss football back in the 70s, man, when it was a real man's sport.
Landry, Dallas.
Tomlin, friggin' John
He
Madden.
suck. Dallas still sucks.
That's a really
the
good
Miami
one. Chuck
Dolphins
Noll.
great?
Nice job.
Landry could be a good one too. I mean, you could do Jimmy Johnson. You could do.
Yeah. Who
Bill
led the
Walsh.
Miami Dolphins? Bill.
What
What about
Don
Don
Shula.
Shula?
Don
Damn
Shula.
good.
Yeah.
Man.
You could do Don Shula, perfect season, right? Only perfect season in the NFL.
Wayne
Oh,
Chuck
yeah.
Noll's a really good one, Don. Chuck
Real
Noll's
good.
good.
Try it again.
Wayne Fonts.
Wayne Fonts.
Hey, could be Dan Campbell. Hey ho.
I'd like to start out mine with Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Then Monty Clark.
I got mine ready. I got mine.
Spit it out. Let's go. Let me hear it.
Two. I don't want to put them on the list, but I
Spit it
just
out.
feel like they have to be on the list. Belichick and Saban.
Yes.
I don't want it, but they've changed. They
You got it.
changed.
Saban's in there, man. You got to have it.
And then the last one, I don't think anybody said, but I think he also changed college basketball. He definitely did for his school is Coach
Krzyzewski.
Krzyzewski.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's true.
So
There's
those
just
are
so
my
many coaches. Man. So
Definitely
many
wasn't
great
Jawan
coaches.
Howard.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put Jawan.
Bitch slap somebody.
No, Jawan Howard's not gonna make anybody's coach.
Yeah, he needs to go bowling.
I would have to put Saban number one because I think the titles
have to
that he's
rate him?
had. Yeah. Well, he said top three. I would say he's probably number one because it's hard to do when like Belichick had the same nucleus of players for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Saban, constantly had new people coming in. I think Belichick's in there, maybe three.
Oh.
I like Don's
Belichick's
pick
in there
at Chuck
because of the
Noll. I
one
think Chuck
decision.
Noll's number two. I'd say Saban, Noll, then Belichick.
Belichick's in there for one reason and one reason only.
Tom Brady.
Brady. That's it. The best
I
decision he ever
disagree
made.
with that.
Hey, we better put him in because fucking he got hurt, right? One guy, who was the guy? Who was the quarterback? got hurt?
Drew Bledsoe.
Bledsoe got hurt.
Yeah, he didn't fucking get out of bounds. He got smoked in history.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was all Brady.
Well, I
But
will
he
say,
got
The fucking guy's a genius.
What's
I
that?
think in the beginning it was more Belichick, but then was Brady got to be Brady.
Yeah.
Guys came to the Patriot way was Brady. Guys came to play to win a Super Bowl with
He
Brady.
made people great.
Yeah.
Hey, you're an average receiver, and I'll go to fucking New England and go
But
catch passes with Tom Brady. Holy shit!
But you don't
Yeah,
think
let's go.
Belichick had a say in what kind of players were drafted to the team? I think
Yeah, he
that's
was
huge for a coach.
he was a great draft guru.
Yeah.
Not to
Great
mention
personality.
the fact that when they were down 23-6 or 23-3 or 26-3 at halftime against Atlanta, he took over calling the defensive plays, and he was also the one that decided to take the field goal where he only put them down by 2 touchdowns. They scored twice. He went for 2 both times, and then they won in overtime.
Yeah, but
So-
that's speaking more to Brady than him. to
Well,
tell you the truth.
but
You don't
he
do
took-
that with any other quarterback, Fred.
No.
But you got to stop the other team, and when he started calling the play defenses, Matt
Yeah, but there was a
Ryan
lot
had
of
no
times
time to
Patriots
throw.
had no defense. They would bank on Brady with the ball with the last minute of the game to win the
You
game.
still gotta stop him from scoring.
What was that? Was he drunk?
Yeah, those guys,
There's that good dial-up again, Brock.
score.
You still have to stop him from scoring.
Look at us, that was the score.
Big old Marvel.
I ever scared her.
Yeah.
Sounds like the Hirsky
That's gonna be our new
Alabama. That's what Alabama had.
Hey, show us
Bama.
show us your index finger. Is it pickled yet?
Bama. There it is.
There it is.
Hey,
You're
Mike,
number
can
one.
you spell that for the name of this show? It's guys, score.
Hey, Brock, remember when you guys were talking about this? Yeah.
I changed my
I
mind.
love having Brock on the show.
I changed my mind. You guys fucking suck. I'm out of here.
Oh, boy,
Bye.
Brock.
If you kick your feet in bed.
And we'll top it off with a next.
Next.
Oh, that's too good.
Oh God,
That
hilarious.
calls for another toast.
Yes.
Amen.
Well, we haven't talked about our team that's going to be playing this weekend yet. I
Oh, we got a
mean,
game. Is there an important game this weekend? Is there?
I
didn't
think
know
there
that.
is. We haven't talked about it though, Tim.
Okay, I'm gonna make a
The
prediction.
fucking Red
here.
Wings are playing this weekend. You know this, right?
The
Yeah,
Red
the
Wings
Red
are on
Playing
right
right
now.
now.
They're on right now. 0-0 at the end of the second
No, it's
period.
1-0. We just scored.
We just scored. Who
Uh,
scored?
Let's see who's
Not
paying
sure.
attention to the
I
show.
read this
I score.
So
1-0. You got reviewed.
here's
scored.
my prediction. We win the game, and then Dallas gets beat by Green Bay, and we get another.
Who's
home
we?
game.
Who's we? You mean the Lions?
The Lions.
Okay.
He's
The
a
only we
casual
know is we-
observer.
The Lions win, and then the Lions get beat by Green Bay.
No,
Cowboys
I said the
beat.
Lions win, and
Cowboys.
Green Bay beats Dallas, and we get a second home game.
Yeah.
I
That'd
think
be
it's
awesome.
it's possible.
Mm.
Awesome.
Very much.
Because I'll tell you right now, Green Bay's
Hot.
looked pretty. Yeah, they're hot right now, and I think Dallas is a little
They're
overrated.
right for the picking, boys. They're right for
That
the pick.
pains him to say that. You know that, Mike.
Hansel, he's hot right now.
Yeah, he's so hot.
I think I got the black lung pop.
Okay, so
Fucking-
Fred's prediction is Green Bay beats Dallas, Lions beat the Rams. All right. What about the
Dan?
AFC? You don't care? I don't care about the AFC.
No,
but-
fuck them.
Oh, yeah.
How about you, Donnie? What's your prediction?
Fuck them.
I think the Lions win, and I kind of was thinking the same thing you. I think Green Bay does beat Dallas. Same thing.
But Don, how does Detroit beat a red hot Matthew Stafford coming into his old house, and you know it's going to be
Pressure.
intense.
Stop the
Pressure.
run.
I
Stop
think
the
the
run and make them
team-
one dimensional.
Who's
It depends.
prepared mentally the best? I think.
But they got a great running back, Fred. We know that. And
Stop
then
the
they
run.
also have they probably got the number one receiver in football right now.
Puka
Puka,
Nacua.
whatever his name.
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua, yeah.
Bless you.
Bless you.
It's got Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
Well,
say that 10.
y-
Say
you
that
know,
10 times. You risk a spring.
You said it
tongue.
earlier in the week, Rob. It depends on which quarterback shows up for the Lions. It
my
depends
point.
on which offensive line shows up for the Lions. It definitely depends on what defensive backfield shows up for the Lions.
Yeah, no shit.
They look like the hottest thing since or the best thing since sliced bread, and then they look like a giant fucking turd sometimes.
They do.
So
5 times this year, they look like giant turds.
So I think the Lions win. I honestly think they're going to win and give us our first playoff win since Christ was a carpenter. I think Dallas beats Green Bay. That's what I think is going to happen. And the Lions are going to play Dallas again. And the Lions are going to win. They're going to beat Dallas and the fucking refs this game.
Oh, Dallas beats Green Bay, you said.
Yes.
Okay, so then we have to go to Dallas.
That's right.
is
And
correct.
we beat Dallas and their refs this time.
I was just thinking karma would be so nice right about now and have Green
Sure
Bay
would.
go down there and beat them. So we actually get the second home game. That would be
If
great.
they win at home, they're going to have karma either way. They're going to right or wrong against Green Bay for them coming into our house and
Mhm.
pumping us, or the debacle that happened in Dallas.
Right.
I
What do you
love
think,
it.
Brock?
I
How
love
about
it.
you, Brock?
I like. I mean, I'm a huge Stafford fan, but I don't think he's got enough round to pull it off defensively. I know their defensive line's not
As good as it
some of their
used to
key
be.
Players are out, but yeah, exactly. But I like Detroit, and I think Dallas is going to pull it out.
What about them not allowing Stafford jerseys in Ford Field?
That
Never
I don't think it's in Ford Field. I think it's bars around the area
Yeah.
that aren't allowing it. The
Yeah.
Lions haven't said it.
Yeah.
Lions
they're
haven't
not
I
gonna-
don't
they're not-
understand.
they-
I don't understand. That's pretty. I mean, I don't have a jersey with
Well,
Stafford on, but if I did, it make
hey,
me want to
well,
wear it.
We're
Well,
all
first,
Stafford fans.
nobody- hey,
I mean,
nobody's-
we talked about that.
They're not
We-
going to stop them to going into the game. The reason why they did the bars did that was just a publicity stunt to get people to come there. That's the only
Yeah.
reason why they did it. Any other time they wouldn't care.
I hope the Detroit fans give them a good hello, and then hey, it's now you're a friend.
No, we'll give
I-
them one at the end of the game after we beat them.
I think it might
Well, no, but-
backfire on some of these bars that are, people that are still Stafford fans. And if you're wearing a fucking Lions jersey, it's a Lions jersey. Who gives a shit what name's on the back there? And if you're that childish and petty and immature that, oh, you're not coming in here with a Lions Stafford's jersey, I wouldn't go to the fucking bar. It's ridiculous. It's stupid.
It would
Yeah,
be
Mike,
different.
tell 'em. Tell them, Mike.
It would
tell
be
'em.
different it would be different if Stafford fucked the Lions somehow, but he left was a total class
No.
act.
Listen, we all love Stafford, right?
Hey,
I mean,
Yeah.
the guy never complained. He played through pain and hurt, and they always blamed him. And it was like, wait, Lions have 70 years of suck, and you're blaming one guy. That can't be possible.
Well, isn't
He
that
played his heart out here.
Yeah, isn't that the
Yeah.
MO of the state of Michigan? They blame the goalie, they blame the
Quarterback.
pitchers, they blame the quarterback.
Yeah,
Well,
but
they-
the media, every person I've ever met loves Stafford.
I mean,
I
they
never really met anybody who
say
doesn't like Stafford.
they say he never won a division, never won a playoff game.
He had no
Half
running
of-
game, no
half of
offensive line.
Half of the games that the fucking Lions won, they wouldn't have won without him. They don't fucking say that. They say
Right.
what he didn't do, not what he did do. It's so fucking stupid. It's
Don,
the
you feel
people.
that way?
It's the people that don't watch football that say shit like that.
No.
Sal Caputo.
Yeah, there you
Right?
go.
Yeah, that was the guy who was always on Stafford. I'd get so mad listening to his radio show on Saturday mornings. I couldn't even.
Who show?
Pat
What's his name?
Caputo.
Pat
Pat
He's
Caputo.
a- He's
God,
a
I couldn't
dude.
stand that guy.
But
Yeah.
again, he's saying that shit, so people talk about him. It's like
Well,
you
he's
fall
behind the
for it
microphone.
every time, Rob. Rob,
Fished in.
I fought for every shot.
I gotta fly the plane.
So, Don, I'm going to assume you're a big Stafford fan too.
I can tolerate him.
Oh, so you're not a big Stafford fan. A little bit, like you kind of thought he could have done better here.
I think if he had better tools, he would have done better. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
but-
what we're
yeah.
saying. I mean,
Right.
You mean,
He didn't have-
Think about it. The only person he had that was any worth a shit was Calvin Johnson.
yes.
Yeah.
Didn't have anybody else. I mean, and their running game was horrible.
Yeah.
Their
The
offensive
Lion-
line was horrible.
Lions could have done a whole lot worse than Matthew Stafford. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, sure.
Hell
No
yeah.
question.
Well,
Amen,
and look
brother.
what it did for us. Because in his 10 years, his trade bait was so high.
Yep.
Look what we got. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a
Yep.
win-win for both organizations.
A
Well,
lot of
it'll
ways
be
you
a-
can thank
the
him
only-
that we made
well,
the playoffs.
Theirs was an instant gratification win. Ours is a kind of more of a long term because obviously the draft picks have really panned out, the ones that we've gotten. And I think, obviously I don't think we're going to win a Super Bowl this year. But in the next 2 years, if they keep moving in the right direction, I can see them winning in the next year or two. Especially because there's a ton of free agents right now that are going to want to come and play here. And I know this is probably not going to go over too well for some of you, but I talked to Kevin Mon the other day, and he told me that Connor found an article where Amon-Ra St. Brown was talking to Justin Jefferson after the game, and they switched jerseys, and they said one of the reporters that were right there listening said right in his ear, he goes, "Tell him to come and get me. Tell him to come and get me." So
Who said that?
Justin Jefferson.
Said
Said that to
"I'm
Amon-Ra
telling him
St.
come
Brown.
and get me. I want to come play for you guys.
Well,
I don't know. They did switch jerseys.
Yeah,
That tells you things are picking up in Detroit when people want to come and play. That's
mean,
good.
that would
Yeah,
be
what's
just
it going to cost?
Oh
and
man.
as a free agent, who cares?
You want,
Figure it
and
out.
you got to have someone that fits in too. Is he a guy that
Yeah.
fits in or not? I mean, he's
Remember,
a team.
they're
Is
big
he a team
character
player?
guys.
Because he didn't look like a team player when he was crying during the game the other day.
Oh yeah, that was a
Wasn't
great
getting the
move on
ball.
Faith when
He
was lying.
always does. I watched him 3 times this year. The same shit with that guy.
Okay,
When you ever see
so let me
St.
ask you this: you
Brown
don't
or
want Justin
Gibbs or-
Jefferson in a Lions uniform?
maybe
not.
not.
Maybe not, Fred. You can't just take players because they're good. If they
No.
don't fit the system, it's not going to be good. And do
Right.
they really need him, or do they need to fill? Do they need a linebacker? Do they need another defensive
Yeah,
tackle?
they do that
need
through the
another
draft and free
corner?
agency. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want you just because he's good on one team doesn't mean he's going to fit on this team.
No.
You can't put a
Let's not
cancer
play
in the
football
room.
right now.
You can't put it in the room. A
Yeah, I
cancer will spread.
I don't
And what
see
if
any of the.
what if he doesn't get along with on St. Brown? What if they struggle for who's the top dog and it creates dissension in the locker room?
You trade him. Somebody will take him.
But you give
He
up
got-
so much for him, and then
Yeah, you give up all
Well, I
this
didn't-
money and then you're gonna.
But well, again, it's just hearsay. I'm just
They're-
saying, but
The
you
Lions
put-
are building it the
Hey,
right way. They're
Justin
building it the right
Jefferson
way.
here.
Brand Holmes
Jameson
knows
what-
what he's looking for.
Justin Jefferson,
I trust Holmes.
I trust Holmes.
Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Gibbs, and Montgomery in the back.
Now,
guys.
now Fred's all
I
about
thought Gibbs.
Jameson
I thought
Williams.
Gibbs wasn't going to work out.
Yeah,
What's
Gibbs
that?
was
Bad pick.
you hated the Gibbs pick.
Yeah,
You
I
were
did
all-
not say I hated the Gibbs
Yes,
pick.
you did during the
Liar!
draft.
Liar!
That's a lie. That's a flat out lie. You
Hey,
hated it.
Liar!
Yes, Don,
yeah.
most shows go this way. It's not just
Yeah.
you. This is how they
Yeah.
all go.
Sorry, Don. The show is supposed to be about you, Don, but these fuckers just love to ride my ass for some reason.
Yeah, we're supposed to be riding your ass, Don, apparently, but we're
Yeah.
riding Fred's
You're
ass.
next, Dad. Your ass is next.
Say something stupid, Don, so we can jump
Yeah,
on your
Spit it
ass.
Yeah.
out.
Mike Ward.
Don, can I ask you something, Don? We
You
created
gotta
this
say those
show.
slurry words.
I just
Put an Alabama hat on.
Don,
Fill your
so
mouth
we
full of
created
marbles.
the idea of the show was to be like 3, 4, 5, 6. How many guys we got here? 20 by next year. I don't know
28.
how many. To like be sitting around like someone's garage or a bar, just bagging on each other, having a good time. Did we succeed with that? Do you think?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
We suck. I mean,
Oh,
it
bagging
sucks,
on
but,
everybody?
I mean,
I
at
mean,
least we got that
For
right.
me, it looks like
Now
it's
we just
four
got to
against
meet for a
one, Don.
boomba, Big Don. We got to meet for a boomba. That's what we got to do.
And I think you guys knocked it out of the park when you added Brock.
There you go, Brock.
There you go. And for the record, Fred, we've equally been bagging on Brock the whole time.
Yeah.
Brock,
Welcome.
why? I mean,
Welcome.
we were part of the show talking about this cornhole tournament that we're playing against each other, and then all of a sudden they just turned on both of us. What's up with that?
I love it. I love it.
There you
never know
go.
what
See?
we're gonna pick tomorrow
See?
or next week. 2 weeks. It'll be me.
Yeah.
See
Yeah,
now,
that-
Brock, that's a team player. Thanks, Brock.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Way
He's
to
a
take
team
the hit.
player.
Way to
He hasn't
take
been
the hit,
bagged
Brock.
on for 79 episodes. This is the first one.
Bring it, man.
Yeah.
You have a mouth. Bring it. You have a big mouth, actually. Bring it. If you want to bag on us, we can take it.
Well, I'm not
That's
a
right.
dink.
Fred's got
Yeah,
one nerve. and we're
he's-
standing on it.
He's not a dink. He said.
He's what?
He said, "I'm not a dink." Does that mean you're afraid, or what does that
No,
mean?
I'm hardly afraid of anything. So
Okay.
Oh, here we
De-
go.
death and taxes. That's it.
Let's throw in Kendra. Let's throw in. I think we go down the line.
Hey Don,
He
biggest
changes the subject.
Next.
biggest memory that you have about high school, or the thing that you did on the idiot circle that you can remember.
I
Not
gotta
the show,
say,
the actual idiot circle.
probably it'd have to be our senior year. Just how fun it was. I think most of us had our credits already in to graduate by the last semester, so it was kind of that raise hell, hit every party you could hit type
Yeah.
atmosphere at that point in time. Yeah, I think that would be it. Yeah. You
And
know,
what
and
make and model car did you cruise town in?
I had a 78 Ford, or yeah, 78 Mercury Cougar at that time.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Did you have a Gremlin at one time?
Nope, no Gremlin. No Gremlin.
Well, your dad had the Astro van.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Astro van. That's amazing.
Oh, that was hilarious. The Astro van.
You know, and most of my memories are about playing baseball. You know, remember when we used to play at the little lot that was where the library's at now, next to Ward Cottrell?
Oh, yep. That's
Yeah,
right next to
played
you was,
minor league there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was York's.
Yeah,
Remember we
yeah,
used to go over
yeah,
there and
yeah.
get chips and pop?
Yeah.
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 That's that stupid pitching machine.
Yeah. Well, I
Was it
like the
red?
pitching machine a lot better because when I got the little league every year, I got hit by Fred, usually right in the ass.
It was hard to miss back then, Don.
I know. Keith Wayburn hit me twice. Fred,
Oh,
Bill Rico was the other one who used to hit me a lot.
Maybe you were
Yeah.
too close to the plate, Don.
Yeah. Lean into
Well,
him,
his
Sandy.
ass. I mean, what was he
Hey,
doing?
well,
That thing
Don,
backed
I
up?
mean, I think out of those three, I think Bill Record couldn't break glass with his fastball. But I mean, Keith Wayburn, yeah, that guy,
Ooh.
he released the ball and he was halfway
Keith
between
Wayburn
home.
threw some heat. He threw some heat.
You
Yeah.
know, I don't remember Tim playing little league though. I remember he played one game in minor league and he kept hitting the ball to Beatty's parking lot and everybody was like, "Nope, he's going to little league." I think that's what I remember about Tim, or it was either Tim or his brother Tom. I can't remember.
Now my brother Tom is not athletic. Don't even compare.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
even-
It was Tim.
well,
You striking nerve there?
got
What?
that
You
league. That
striking
league was
nerve?
What'd you say, Brock? Spit it out.
You heard me.
No,
You
I
heard
didn't.
me.
No, we didn't.
well. I remember Tim hitting one out into the street, and I remember hitting one all the way to Ward Cottrell into the playground area. I mean, my dad's like, "Oh, we got to get you moved up to the little league."
The big
And
I
then-
remember the Shell station across the street.
Yeah,
I hit one and the guy hit his toolbox. Scared the living shit out of him. Not on the fly, obviously, but it hit the road and it kept going and it went right in the garage door and hit the guy's toolbox. But it put a dent in it. It made me come over and see it. Mr. Jesse,
See it.
remember old
Not pound it
remember
back
Mr.
out or fix it or.
Oh
No,
yeah.
remember old was it Sonny Jesse? Remember Sonny?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mr. Bellows, they were the coaches. They were
Talk
that was
about a
great.
big ass right there, the bellows. Both of them.
He was a great guy, man. He good, funny all the time. Mr. Jesse he was a great guy.
Do you always smoked a pipe?
yeah.
Yeah.
And he talked like this because he was biting down
He
on
did.
the pipe.
Hey, Don,
Um,
your dad was my first year senior league. Him and Mr. Daniel, Bobby Daniel's dad, were my coaches.
Yeah,
First
yeah,
year
that's
senior
right.
league.
Those two coached together.
I didn't play senior league because by that time I realized that if you hit the ball deep to left field and you're still getting thrown out at first, you need to find a new sport. I wasn't made to play baseball.
Well,
And
I'll tell you,
the good
that
thing
would have
was
been
my
a hell of a
dad
race
realized that
between you
too,
and
so-
Tim Walker.
Yeah. I was the
Yeah.
slowest person on the football team. It took me 13 minutes to run a mile one year. Mr. Carlson was not happy.
Didn't
Yeah, but
play
you did it. You did it.
Well, boys,
All right, boys.
Mike, you want to do the spill or you want me to do it?
How the all shows in and winds down as soon as Fred starts talking about the glory days. The laughter and the fun just kind of
He
I
didn't
didn't
talk
talk
about
about
it. He baited Don into talking about him.
I never said anything.
You didn't. You said, "Hey, Don, tell us about a story from high school."
Okay, but that what you think I was going to sit there and talk about something that I did? Is that what you're
Oh
trying to-
no,
No,
that never
no.
happens on this show.
It never starts that way. It never starts that
That
way.
I never
never
said-
happens on this show.
I never said anything after that.
Oh, you hit one across into the Ward Cockrell playground.
Well, it's because Tim said I just remembered that. That's all.
All right, boys, let's wrap this up.
All right, wrap it up.
Hey,
Wow,
Don,
that
hey.
was so much fun.
Tim
Don,
looks like
thank-
he's into his shit.
Hey Don, so you
Gotta get
said
up.
that your band's going out and playing. Do you guys have any up? You said you had possibly a couple gigs coming up. When? Where
Yeah.
and when?
It looks like we're looking at either Thumbs Up in Croswell or Club 21 in out in Goodalls.
Nice.
We're gonna play a couple of those before we come to town, and when we come to town, we'll probably be at the Outpost.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Well, that,
Keep
Well,
us
keep
posted
us-
on that, eh?
yeah, keep us posted on that, and we'll come out and support. And
go.
you know,
beers
like I said,
on me all night.
Oh, you
Oh,
heard
don't
it right
say
there.
that.
yeah,
Don't say
yeah.
Lion up.
You better
You don't have
better
enough
take a
semi
second
trucks.
mortgage on your
Yeah.
house, Don.
Yeah, you just done fucked up, Don. You just done fucked up.
He's
Yeah,
drinking the
bro,
good
bro.
stuff that night. He's drinking Bush latte.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not going to be
Peach.
drinking natty lattes. It's Bush
Yes.
lattes.
Yeah. So, boys, hey, again, hey, Don, thanks for coming on. We'll, we'd
Thanks
love
for
to have
having
you
me,
on
Don.
again. Yeah, we'd love to have you on again sometime.
Great seeing you,
Uh,
brother.
Hey,
Yeah,
just
good seeing
remember,
you,
we're
Don.
on YouTube, and you can, obviously subscribe. Right now, we got 104. I think we added one over the week. I guess that's pretty awesome. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. Throw some questions in there for us. Some topics or whatever. We are on Facebook. We're on X, formerly known as Twitter. We're on Instagram, and obviously YouTube. And we love to hear from you. And thanks for all the support. And again, Don, thanks for being on the show. And let's go Lions. Let's go Red Wings. But hey, let's go.
Lions.
And I hate to say this, but let's go Green Bay and knock off Dallas so we get 2 home games. That would be great.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Donnie.
Peace
Thanks,
out,
Donnie.
boys.
Nice
Yep.
seeing you.